my name is Mallory Streisfeld, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and licensed marriage and family therapist. And just like a lot of you, I'm a type 1 diabetic. And I was diagnosed in 2009, but I was misdiagnosed actually. I was misdiagnosed with type 2. And then I got formally diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in 2011. And so now I'm on Omnipod. And since then, life has gotten a lot more strange and somewhat easier, but not that much. So in a lot of ways, right, a lot of this with COVID has gotten a lot harder. So there's a lot of uncertainty with my life, and there's been a lot of different changes. And so just like with all of you, there's definitely been a lot of changes with mental health. And that's what I've talked to a lot of my clients about and what I'm here to talk with all of you about. So there's, with diabetes, we're already living with a lot of uncertainty, right? So we're already living with a lot of chaos. So with everything going on in our world, we're already living with a lot of physiological chaos. So with everything else going on, there's already chaos around us. So our body is already in chaos. So right now, we're in psychological chaos, we're in physiological chaos, we're in psychological uncertainty. So everything around us is uncertain. And so what are we grasping onto of what we can control is kind of the main point here. So in a pandemic, we have increased anxiety. And so whenever everything around us is already anxious, we have to grasp onto a lot of things that we have to find out, okay, what can we control? And so a lot of you may have kids that have type 1 diabetes. So a lot of what I like to do is what we call the Playdough and rock exercise. So what I have here is I have some Playdough. And so here's some purple Playdough, and here's a rock. And so the rock is going to represent things that we cannot control. The Playdough represents things that we can control because we can break it apart, right? And so what we can control are our reactions to things. What we cannot control are sometimes our blood sugar numbers, right? We can't control those. Sometimes we can control what we eat. So sometimes we can't control this, right? What we can't control is the pandemic. We can't control when it's going to end. So we can control what we put into our bodies. So this is an easy way to show kids what we can and cannot control. With T1D, right, we're so used to having a routine. And so a lot of that's been disrupted by this pandemic and by everything going on in our world, that we've lost that sense of normalcy. We are going to bed later. We are working from home. Our kids are, we're out of school before summer since spring break. And so they may have been going to bed later. They were having school without grades for a little bit. Their spring breaks were extended. And so, we were having just different timing for things that we weren't used to. And so now we're kind of seeing, different eating patterns, different eating habits, and those are going to influence blood sugar numbers and different stressors. And so what we can do is we're not going to go on this strict routine, right? Like they are with school. At 8 o'clock, we have to do this. At 9 o'clock, we need to do this. That would stress us out as parents, as human beings. What we can do is go on this semi-structured schedule. Like around, 8 or 9, we do this. Around 10, 11, we do this. And maybe go in blocks of time. Say like, between 9 and 12, we go about these things. And so we can kind of plan our day that way and get on a semi-structured schedule and be on that kind of basis for our blood sugar numbers to be within semi-range so that we don't go low, we don't go too high. We can be within that range and target our A1Cs as well and not be within odd hours. So what I want our takeaway messages to be today for what hopefully will help us is that, especially for mental health, you guys, it's okay to not be okay. And a lot of times we feel like as parents, as people with type 1 diabetes, it's a chronic condition that not a lot of people see. It's the invisible illness. No one knows we're sick. We don't look sick, right? We look like normal people, so we must not be sick. And that's the common misconception. And it's okay to not be okay every day. No one's gonna, a lot of people don't notice. And so whenever we go out, and a lot of times right now we can't go out, and people don't understand that because we look fine. And then they don't understand, like, why are you, why are you not going out right now? It's like, well, COVID, and we want to protect ourselves, and we really view wearing masks as important right now. And people that don't wear masks as maybe, perhaps being selfish, or other choice words that we don't, mention, or however your viewpoints might be. And right now, we just need to take the time to say, you know what, it's okay to not be okay. And also, self-care is not selfish. And a lot of times we mistake self-care for being the selfish act, and it's not. We have to be able to take care of ourselves before we can take care of anybody else. And so remember, taking care of yourself is the most important thing so that you can help take care of your child. And so working on that would be taking care of yourself first so that you can help take care of your child. And so making sure that you have that time at night to decompress, and maybe watching your favorite show, whatever you do to decompress for self-care, helping yourself to work on that so that you can help your child best. I hope that everybody can now help with some of the challenges. If you ever have any other questions, please feel free. My Instagram is @therapist.mallory13. You're more than welcome to hit me up there, and I will always be open for questions. Thank you so much and have a great day.